Easter is a crazy day in Madden 24 Ultimate Team, and there's a lot to do, know, as well as prepare for. Now, so family, and welcome back to another Madden 24 video. Hope you watching this one are having a wonderful start to your weekend. Hope you're having an incredible Saturday, and without further ado, let's get it started. Now, thing number one, before we talk about the preparation tips you need to be aware of and you need to be doing before the Easter eggs open up in Madden Ultimate Team is the hidden egg location. On the screen right here is the hidden egg location for today in Madden 24. I believe this is the second to last hidden egg. We should be getting one more tomorrow, but then that's it. So be sure you play that solo challenge today to get your free egg. All right, now getting back on track, let's quickly explain why Easter is such a kind of crazy time in Madden, and then explain what you need to be doing and preparing for. Now, the reason why Easter is so wild is because of these bad boys you see on the screen right here. It's not the rare option pack, it's the Easter eggs. These things right here are going to be opening up on Easter morning, and when that happens, people are going to be pulling a lot of 90, 92, 94, 96, 97 overall cards. And of course, when people are pulling these cards, they're immediately going to look to sell them off, and they're probably going to sell them off at a cheap price because so many people have these 96s. So many people are pulling these 95s. Everyone's just throwing them up on the auction block, which leads prices to go down within reason. Now, the reason why I say within reason is because EA Sports actually made some pretty significant changes to the market by putting in a price minimum. So for example, 94 overall players can only sell for a certain minimum. They can't go below that. But what I am expecting is that a lot of these cards that are not at their minimum are going to start to get there. We've kind of seen the lower overall section in the market, the 85s, the 86s, even up to like the 93 overalls or the 92s. Those cards have kind of gotten down to their minimum, but the 94s, the 95s, the 96s, those cards still have a lot of room to drop before they get there. So what I'm expecting and what I'm kind of hoping for is that we do get that drop on Easter Sunday, and we do get that reduction in the market, meaning there's going to be opportunities to go through and buy players. That's where we come into play, and that's where tip number one lies. Now, tip number one is to be ready to purchase players, because boys, it is chaotic on Easter Sunday. That first hour, that first 2 hours is your biggest opportunity in the market, and that's when it's the most chaotic. You're opening up your eggs, you're looking to sell your players, you're monitoring prices. There's a lot going on. So the first tip that I want to give you is to have a list of cards you want to pick up on your team. As you guys can see on the screen right here, this is my personal list. I've got like 5 players on here. Quarterback Bo Jackson, I've got 97 Ed Reed, Nico Collins 98, Rob Havenstein for secure protector, Greg Van Roten for secure protector, and I want to get a defensive tackle as well. Now, the reason why I say have a list of the cards you want is because in that 1 to 2 hour period, you're not going to want to be going through and figuring out what cards to buy. You're going to want to know what cards you want before that period, so you're ready, you're prepared, you know the 5 to 6 players you're going to get, and you can either just buy them or build them. And boys, that's going to lead me into tip number 2, which is a lot of the time when we're picking up cards and we're kind of taking advantage of a market cross, building instead of buying is the move. Now, take Bo Jackson as an example. This is a card that I absolutely want to pick up on my team. Right now, quarterback Bo Jackson is selling for, I want to say, a bit over 300,000 coins. I'll quickly take a peek and just kind of confirm that number, but I believe quarterback Bo is a bit over 300k. He's at like 327. And say, for example, on Easter, maybe Bo Jackson drops down to about 300,000 coins. But boys, what I would urge you to do is if you want Bo, again, just using this as an example, if you want one specific card, I would look to build them instead of buy them a lot of the time, because to get Bo Jackson, I could pick up 93 overall players and say 93 overall players come down to a price of like 50,000 coins. Well, if that ends up happening, I would have to buy 5 of them, spend 50k per card, and I'm only spending 250k instead of 300. And I really do think that's where there's going to be a lot of opportunities that lie. People are going to be pulling these 93 overall players and just putting them up for cheap. Like, as you guys can see, they're already selling at 55k. I would not be surprised if they go down to 50 very easily on Easter. That would mean instead of spending like the 320k on Bo, I can now build them for 250. And a lot of the time, people are going to be pulling like 92s, 93s, 94s out of their eggs, because a lot of these Easter eggs are going to be giving out mid cards. A lot of people have those mid-tier Easter eggs instead of the super high ones. Obviously, people have more mid-tier ones. They're more accessible. So that's where I think you can really make your hay. Buying players to build some of the cards you want is exactly what I'm going to be doing. I've got my list. I'm going to be looking at maybe buying cards, but also building. Tip number 3 is to check out Underdog Fantasy. I know this is a sponsorship. This is not a requirement, but Underdog Fantasy, if you did not already know, is the #1 partner of the channel. I promote them in almost every single video, and they're honestly my favorite place to make picks on NBA, NFL, or MLB now that that's starting. Now, the way Underdog works is super simple. You basically click the higher or the lower for certain stat projections. So say, for example, you think a player is going to have higher or lower than their point total, you'll click whichever one you think is more likely. And if you get your picks correct, you're going to 3, 6, or 10x your cash, depending on how many picks you get right. I'm going to leave it linked down below in the description. If you check it out, you get access to a free square as well today. So click the link in the description, use the promo code SWIFT, Swift as you're signing up, and let's get back to the video. All right, tip number 3 is to offload that chocolate. There is no need to hold on to your chocolate anymore, boys. You are gonna want to spend it before Easter Sunday. If you want to get eggs, you gotta buy them today. As you guys are watching this video, some of the times you're gonna see are a little bit different because I'm actually recording this a day in advance. I'm actually going out for my friend's birthday the night before you're watching this, and I know I'm not gonna want to record Saturday morning. But regardless, boys, it is critical you are spending that chocolate. You are getting rid of that chocolate and either opening up eggs or opening up rerolls. Whatever you want to do, just do one of these two things. Because even if you just want to open up these 92 plus overall player packs, the price of Sugar Rush players is going to go down once Easter happens because there's going to be less demand for chocolate. There's going to be less reason to get chocolate if the eggs have already opened. So absolutely spend that chocolate before it's too late. I'm going to open one of these eggs right here. As you guys can tell, I'm actually not super invested in eggs. Kind of the main thing that I've been doing is going through and just stacking up coins so I can do exactly what I said earlier in this video, which is making upgrades. But I do have a couple, really only 3 though. But either way, it is critical you get rid of that chocolate before Easter Sunday. All right, tip number 4 is to just claim any chocolate that you can before it's too late. If you need to do any missions in Sugar Rush, if you got to play any solo challenges, just get that done today because again, the value for chocolate is going to go down drastically after Easter Sunday. There's just like no value for chocolate after the eggs have already opened up. So go through, get any rewards you want to today before it's too late. And tip number 5, this is going to correlate with tip number 1. That is going to be to sell off some players in your lineup that you know you're going to be upgrading. Now, obviously, if you want to play games tonight or you want to play games today, don't sell your players off yet. But once you're in a situation where you're like, you know what, I'm not playing any more solo challenges, I'm not playing any more online, I am done for the day until Easter Sunday, then you go through and sell off cards. So for me personally, this Eric Berry, this Erect Berry, he is going to be gone from the lineup. Reason being is because I'm planning on upgrading to Ed Reed, and Ed Reed is in his exact position. So I'm going to sell off Eric Berry today because I know I'm upgrading him tomorrow. Same thing with Doug Williams. I'm going to sell him off today because I know I'm upgrading him tomorrow. And because, like we said, the market might go down for these players, I'd rather sell them off now, get my coins, and be able to make my upgrades tomorrow before the prices of these cards potentially go down. And even past that, if these cards don't really go down in price a whole ton, I think it's still just worth selling them off rather than holding on to them. Just keep it simple. It's going to be a chaotic day with upgrades tomorrow. You're not going to want to go through and have to remember to sell off your cards. Also, would suggest you just give a quick look through your binder. Be sure you don't really have any cards you need to sell off. For me personally, Certain is going to go. We also have a couple other cards that I think I need to sell, a 92 overall or some other 93s in here. I just got to go through and be sure I've got everyone sold off. There's no reason to hold on to these players, especially if they're going to go down in price. That's the main reason. And yeah, boys, those are 5 preparation tips you need to know or do before Easter. I think the 2 most important things are just having a plan for the cards you want to upgrade to, and then number 2, being in a situation where you know, okay, if this card hasn't gone down in price, but the players that I need to build the card have gone down in price, just know that you have that option, you have that pivot. A lot of the time, it's a lot easier to build cards. Even just looking at what we saw before, Bo Jackson was selling for 320k. If we took a look and we saw how much the 93 sold for, we could almost buy them at 50. That'd mean we could go through and do the set for 250k today. That's before anything goes down tomorrow. So I'm definitely excited to make some upgrades to my team. Got some big plans, as you guys can see. Definitely have some stuff I'm excited to do, some changes I'm excited to make, and I think the team is going to be in a nice spot after tomorrow. Opening up one pack in the background right here, just a free rare option pack, which doesn't look like it's going to give us anything too crazy. Yeah, we'll just take some 86s, which right now almost sell for nothing. That's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Be sure to scroll down and drop a like. It is the best way to support me. And if you want to check out Underdog Fantasy and take your support above and beyond, I really do appreciate anyone that has used code SWIFT. That is the #1 way to support me. It's not free, but if you're 18 plus and you want to check it out, it is a fun and cool app. It'll be linked in the description. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a pretty exciting either stream or video. Not sure what I'm going to do, but I'll see you then. I'm out. Love y'all. Peace.